Welcome back. This is the third week or the third sprint of the Boss Social Selling System. And this is an exciting week. This is where we start putting everything together. We spent some time making sure you look good. We spent some time figuring out why people want to work with you and who you want to work with. Up until this point though, everything's been pretty, I would say, reactive. You throw stuff out there and you kind of see what happens. We're going to go beyond that. So this week it's about you proactively taking action that will help you grow your business. So there's a couple of different things, some tools I'm going to show you guys how to use, and by the end of the week we're going to put together an actual execution plan. So every week you are integrating the use of social media into your sales process. So what we got here, let me just zoom in. The first thing we've got is the leads generation tool. Okay, so this is a tool to help you generate leads systematically every single week. And what I love about it is it's not just your random people, it's the specific people who fit the description of your ideal client. That's who we're going to be attracting, and that's who we're going to be connecting with, and those are the leads that are going to come up with us. So that's good. Second thing we're going to talk about is the referral generation tool. This is a tool that you use to get more referrals out of your existing meetings. And we're going to show you some ways you can use social media to get a lot better quality referrals out of those events. And then the engagement tool and the finding high engagement content. These 2 days, what we're really going to do there is I've got 5 different activities that are going to help you to aggregate, create, and share content beyond just those FAQ things that we've talked about this last week, but come up with a content strategy. And I like to call it an engagement calendar. I don't like to call it a content calendar because it's not like we're just throwing stuff up there hoping it sticks. It's an engagement calendar, but you got to find content to put in there. So those activities are going to help you find tons of content. When it's all done, once you learn how to do these 5 things, you're just going to spend a few minutes a week doing it, but you are going to have more content than you know what to do with. And it's not just like random content. It's the content that aligns with the buyer's journeys of your ideal client. So it's really, really powerful. And then what happens is in the process of doing this, you're getting new people into your pool, you're getting more referrals and creating more stronger relationships with the people you know. And then we're going to do these engagement activities, and you're going to start seeing more and more engagement through specifically LinkedIn in this week's example. And so what happens is with that engagement, you got to figure out how do you evolve that into sales conversations. How do you take a social conversation and turn it into a sales conversation and turn it into an offline appointment? And so this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday is when we really get into that. Now, this is a 6-day week. It's 5 days of actual training. The 6th day, you could wait till the following Monday to do it if you want to. But what it is it's a calendaring tool that shows you how to then, now that you've got the 3 weeks over, you've done the whole training, and probably there's some parts you need to go back and work on some more, but in the gist of it all, you know what you're doing. So what we want to do now is we want to set up a weekly plan. And so that's what this day right here talks about, is putting together a weekly plan so you can decide, do I want to spend a half an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, like however much time you want to spend. Then you're going to populate your calendar with the specific activities that you need to do. And so when the alarm rings on your calendar and it's 1 o'clock on a Thursday, and that's when you've designated 30 minutes to work on your social media stuff, you're going to know exactly what you need to do. So you won't have to be thinking like, oh, what is this? Like the days of random social media poking at the box are over. With all this stuff, you're just going to be executing. And so it might be on your weekly level for a few weeks, you're going to be really building up your list of referrals or your list of leads, right? You're going to get more leads. And then maybe you're going to be shifting to spending more time in just really nurturing those leads and being able to find opportunities to sell. Or it might be that you're going to put together a plan that kind of mixes those things together. You get total freedom over that, but this tool will help you accomplish it. So that's what this week is about. This week is about really owning the mantle of being a boss, right? In fact, one of the things that I created early in this program was something called the Boss Social Manifesto, and it was in the introduction in the day 0, right? This was so long ago you can barely remember, right? I don't know if you did it. Did you print it off? I haven't even talked about it that much. But now is when you really are going to wear that mantle because you're prepared to really be a boss. So if you've made it into 3 weeks and if you complete the third week, then you are, in my mind, certifiably a boss, right? And so this is a really cool mantle or description of your relationship with your social media that probably makes more sense now than it did before. So I just want to go over it really quickly, and then you can get on to the lessons for the week. So I am the boss of my social media, right? Doesn't that mean so much more now? Like, you know that it's this employee that's working for you, and you get out there doing this stuff, and this week you're going to have it. By the end of today, it's actually going to be starting to generate leads for you on a regular basis. Social media is my employee, and it works for me. It's always on. People are always checking it out. It's awesome. My social media showcases my superpowers to attract my ideal client. Okay, right? Last week we talked about that. What were your superpowers? You know them, and you know who your ideal client is. At such a more specific level than when the first time you read this. My social media reaches my ideal clients earlier or early in the buyer's journey, right? We're meeting them online in that 0 moment of truth space. You don't have to wait for them to come into your office to have these conversations. I post to add value. I post because I care. I take social conversations offline whenever I can. Okay, that's what Friday's lesson will be about, or the 5th lesson in this week is all about really taking it offline. The Boss Social community means I am not alone in this work. Okay, by now, you probably have already been active in the Boss Social group. If you haven't, then I just want you to know you're missing out on a key part of this training experience, and that is by engaging and interacting with the other bosses or the other insurance professionals that are working on this stuff. And so I really, really, really would encourage you to be a part of that group if you haven't been doing that already. I help my fellow bosses any way I can, and that's one of the places where you can do that. So that's your introduction to this week. Go for it. Have a great week. This is so much fun to start seeing it all together. It's kind of like you've been learning to play basketball, right? Now you know how to dribble, you know how to do a pass, and you've got some plays figured out. Well, now we get to play the game. And so by the end of this week, you can play the game of social selling on a regular basis to augment your sales process. And I'm excited for you to get to this level. So congratulations, and I'll see you in the lessons.